stand for invocation and pledge of allegiance. And I've asked Pastor Mack to be with us this morning. And I think, Pastor Mack, would you like to give the invocation?
Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you right now, and we first say thank you for being the God of more than enough. We thank you for bringing us all together. This is the day you have made, and in it we rejoice. And as we begin even this session here today, we ask that your hand of provision, your hand of peace, your hand of knowledge and wisdom begin to prevail from the top to the end of this meeting. Lord, look upon every city that is brought in as a part of this county, every mayor, every representative. Look upon these leaders here today, this quorum of leaders with the commissioners, one by one and name by name. Look upon them and their families and their home. But Lord, allow their eyes and their ears to be able to discern and make the right decisions concerning us. Look upon us, even as citizens today, that we come here today with not just our emotions, not just our passion, but we come with a heart of conversing, not a heart of just cursing. Allow us to come with a heart of passion and posture, and allow a place of peace and resolution to resolve in this place, that we may be the county you have called us to be, and help us to evade the national political climate, that we may be able to walk in a place of love, integrity, and a place for the people. And in this, we believe that we shall be what you have called us to be. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen and amen.
Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
With that, we'll officially call our meeting to order this morning, and we do we need a motion for approval of the minutes from October the 8th, 2024.
Motion to approve minutes October 8th, 2024.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you. 3-0. Commissioners' reports and comments. Commissioner Harvey, would you like to go first?
Yes, I will. Thank you for that prayer from the pastor. Agree with that and look forward to the blessings that this county can have and share as we all work together to bring prosperity and togetherness in our community. I actually like having a pastor open up our meeting, so I think that's good. Over the weekend, there was the Washington County All-Breed Show, dairy show. They had junior competition and open competition. And it was over at the Agricultural Center, and it had lots of participation. It was a good event, and kudos to all those volunteers who made that happen. They had good food and, lots of different, young cows, older cows, heifers and stuff, and kids working hard, adults working hard to take care of preparing for the show. So it was really a good event. Last week we had a meeting with the transportation department here, going over roads and highway issues and transportation plans. We heard from a lot of people, the city, the state, as well as our county staff. Senator Quarterman and Mr. Jim Kercheval provide some really good insights on the I-81 issue, which I appreciated. So thanks to them for standing up for Washington County there too. And then thirdly, I'd like to note that Washington County's early voting begins on Thursday. There are 3 locations for early voting, and it's basically, I think, 7 to 7 each day. The first location is Virginia Avenue at our Board of Elections Center right here. I call it Hagerstown, although it's a block or 2 outside of Hagerstown, technically, city limits. And then we've got the site at Smithsburg at the library in Smithsburg, and then we've got the American Legion early voting site in Boonesboro. So there's 3 early voting sites. It starts Thursday morning at 7 o'clock. And whether you're a Republican, Democrat, or Independent, I think it's really important for everyone's voice to be heard. So I strongly encourage everyone to get out and vote. If you haven't already voted by mail, vote early, make your vote count. And I recommend you don't wait till Election Day, because things get in the way. Something happens, a kid gets sick, you get sick, you have an accident, and you're not able to make it because maybe something happened at work. So get your vote counted early is what I recommend. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Harvey. Mr. Wagner?
Good morning. As always, there's a lot going on. I was able to make it to in the county, and I probably made it to a third of what's going on. One of the first stops was at LifeNet. LifeNet is based at the Hagerstown and Washington County Regional Airport. They celebrated their 15th year anniversary. They had some of the families there that they had basically saved their lives, and they had the families there when the helicopter wrecked from there last year. So they do an enormous, it's great to have them based in our community. Their response time is less than 8 minutes to get off the ground. So it was a nice thank you to them for 15 years. I was also able to go support Steps and Strides breast cancer awareness out at HCC Saturday morning. Great turnout as usual. Tom Reifert hosted it, emceed it, I should say. And it's their 35th Steps and Stride. So it was a very fulfilling event to attend. New business, actually up at Cascade, Fort Ritchie with John Krumpovich. They opened the new business up there called DJ's. You can help me with the wording. It starts with an A to it. It's a real long name. So DJ's is short.
Off of something.
Yep. Yeah. It's whatever. But anyway, it's a great business. It's worth a stop up there. That's the 20th business that's opened at Fort Ritchie since the county sold it. So that place is booming. They're making all the barracks into rentals. They have a bunch of rental homes. It's just like creating a little city up there. I did to attend the MDOT tour. I think Commissioner Harvey summed that up pretty well. Thank you to our people staff who hosted it, who helped organize it. Scott Hobbs, who basically kicked it off there for us, as he does every year. Senator Quarterman for taking an active part. Just so many people. I'll probably miss people if I don't. Mr. Kirchville, he had a lot of good facts for us. So anyway, hopefully it's productive. Who knows? We'll see. And I see Judge Wilson's here, so I won't talk too much about the memorial service and dedication of the courthouse for Judge Wilkinson. I did want to thank staff. I wanted to thank the judge and all the staff there who organized that. It was amazing memorial service. So, and last but not least, last night I was able to attend the 70th anniversary of the Pleasant Valley Ruritan. Held it. That was their 70th year. If it wouldn't be for the Pleasant Valley Ruritan, not much would happen in that. Well, things would happen, but they just enhance that community so much. Easter egg hunts, scholarships for high school students, supports nonprofits, Special Olympics, fishing derbies, the list goes on. So that was a really fun event last night. I think that's it for me.
Thank you, Commissioner Wagner. Yes, it's been a very busy week, a number of things. I participated in venues that have already been mentioned here, but a couple that haven't been mentioned. We were at the Fair Play Fire Hall, I guess you would call it a mortgage burning ceremony, a loan release, and thanking all those that have worked very hard over the past 8 years to turn that Fair Play Fire Hall around. They were in pretty dire straits back in 2014 and 4. And I'd start mentioning names here, but certainly forget a few. And it was a collaborative effort of the community. Just to thank everyone at the Fair Play Fire Hall for everything they've done. They paid their loan back in full, paid it early, and they were so pleased and just proud of their community, and it speaks well of that, the dedication and the commitment to those in the Tilmington, Fair Play, and surrounding areas. So again, many, many, many thanks to them. They're people of their word. They're hardworking, and they're dedicated to serving others in their community. True testament of what Washington County is all about. Attended the courthouse rededication, renaming, very honorable service, and our hearts go out to the Wilkinson family. It's, 1-year anniversary, and I'm sure it was very, very difficult for them. The MDOT tour, as you've heard, hopefully the secretary and his cabinet heard the message loud and clear of our passion, our commitment to I-81. When it's not flowing properly, it's chaos on many levels in our community, and we're just trying to continuously keep that message in front of our state and federal leaders. Yesterday, and I'd also like to tag on with Randy for LifeNet. We are so blessed and so fortunate in this community that we have a Lifeline helicopter based right out here at HGR, ready to take off in 5 to 8 minutes. And the two families that were there that utilized their services couldn't say thank you enough, and very happy that they're based and operate out of our local airport. Yesterday, we had the pleasure of joining with others in our community to not only welcome but support and wish two local families that have started businesses, wish them all the best and success. The first is Seeds of Maryland Home Care, opening up an office and reaching out to the seniors in our area and family caregivers to keep seniors in their home as long as possible. And a nice open house for them. We wish them well. And the second one was Bale and Bagels right down here at the Up to Graph building. They've done a fantastic job over the last 2 years, turned what was probably a building that almost was close to condemnation, but it's beautiful. We wish them the best with their new business, new venture. It's Bale and Bagels and also Bale Cask and Kettle. They have a small microbrewery in the back, and they've reached out far and wide. Their decor is reclaimed items from across the country, and they've put it all back together and rebuilt it and fit it together, and it's quite something to see. And they've really, the whole family has just put all their energy and resources into making this a viable business. I'm trying to think. There seems like there's a few other things, but the big week coming up. Ag Expo annual banquet dinner meeting is tonight, actually, at the Agricultural Education Center. Grand opening of Solera Roots this Thursday, October the 24th, down on North Main Street in Boonesboro. Topping out ceremony, Meritus Student Housing is, I guess, next Wednesday, October 30th. Out on Mount Etna Road, there's like 350 units that are mostly dedicated to the students and staff there at the hospital. So supplying student housing for the new College of Medicine. Marshall Street School Fall Festival is October the 31st, 12:30 p.m. out on Marshall Street. The 50th anniversary celebration for the Valley Mall, believe it or not, it's 50 years old, November 1st at 11 a.m., and that will be at the Belk Court Valley Mall entrance. Also is Nonprofit of the Year Silver Surrey, Friday, November 1st at Beaver Creek Country Club, and Take Flight for Scouting Distinguished Citizens Award dinner, Saturday, November the 2nd, and that is at the wonderfully renovated and beautiful Hagerstown Aviation Museum out at the airport. So another fine venue in our community that we're just so pleased and blessed to have. And I'm sure there's a few other things, but – anything else, gentlemen, that I've missed? With that, we'll move into first staff comments. And this morning, we have with us the Honorable Judge Wilson and Kristen Grossnickel. You want to come forward?
Thank you, Commissioner President Barr, Commissioner Harvey, Commissioner Wagner, Administrator Gordon, of course, our friend Zach, and the legal community. I'm going to start by doing what I do best, and that's turning it over to Ms. Grossnickel, who is truly the brains of the operation.
I don't know about that, but thank you, Judge Wilson. We just wanted to come this morning and take the opportunity to thank you once again for voting in agreement for the name change of the Circuit Court to the Andrew F. Wilkinson Courthouse of Washington County Circuit Court. But today we actually wanted to personally acknowledge all of the county staff that worked so hard over the past month and a half to make this change the court logo and beautify the courthouse entrance to ensure that everything was complete so that we could unveil the new name during the service for Judge Wilkinson last week. One of the things that we had asked with the short turnaround time, we said, when they said, we'll get it done by that date, we said, but we want it done right. And not only did they get it right, but they got it done by that date. So on behalf of the judges, all of the circuit court staff, Judge Wilson and myself, we actually wanted to thank the following county employees. County Administrator Michelle Gordon, from Public Relations and Marketing, Danielle Weaver and Katie Yoder, from Engineering, Jennifer Anderson, Rick Farley, Monica Lindsay, Brennan Garrett and Scott Hobbs, and Public Works, Andrew Eshelman, Danny Hickson, Tim Rowland, David Gross Jr., Ernie Reese, Darren Reese, Artie Kentner, Scott Brown, Ben Gazora, Kyle Luther, John Atha, Larry Yunker, Mike Nelson, Dan Kessner, Gene Wolf, and Daryl Moore. And so even though we've already mentioned these names, I especially want to thank Andrew Eshelman, Scott Hobbs, Danny Hickson, and Brennan Garrett. They worked so hard to oversee this project, and everything looks wonderful thanks to their attention to every detail. So I know myself, I'm proud to walk into the courthouse every day with Judge Wilkinson's name, and I thank them so much for their hard work. So, Judge Wilson.
And I just wanted to add that amongst the records of the Circuit Court will be added an administrative order of recognition and thanks, which will read, whereas the tragic events on the evening of October 19, 2023, with the senseless murder of the Honorable Andrew F. Wilkinson, have caused significant grief and loss and sorrow among the staff of the Circuit Court for Washington County, Maryland, and the Washington County community. And whereas in order to recognize and to memorialize the life and career of Judge Wilkinson, a ceremony was conducted at the Circuit Court for Washington County on October 16, 2024 at 15:30 hours that included the Washington County Bar Association Memorial, the dedication of the Administrative Office of Courts Memorial Plaque by the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Maryland, and the official renaming of the Washington County Court Building to the Andrew F. Wilkinson Courthouse, presented by Commission President John Barr. And whereas the Washington County government leadership and staff undertook the heavy task of beautifying the building and grounds, creating and installing a new Circuit Court seal and Maryland seal, requisitioning and installing a memorial plaque, and requisitioning and installing the new courthouse name, timely for the unveiling at said ceremony. And whereas in order to show the gratitude and appreciation of the Circuit Court for Washington County, it is proper to recognize and thank those many Washington County personnel who worked tirelessly to ensure that October 16, 2024 would be a day remembered for the honoring of our departed friend and colleague, and for the continued healing of the wound to our souls. Now therefore, I, Brett Wilson, Administrative Judge for Circuit Court of Washington County, do hereby order on this 22nd day of October 2024 that the Circuit Court for Washington County, Maryland recognizes and thanks the following for their commitment, care, and diligence. And it includes, of course, the commissioners of Washington County and all of the persons stated by Ms. Grossnickel. This will be enrolled in the Circuit Court, and after it is, we'll prepare a copy and deliver it to you. I would also note that on Friday, at noon, and at 12:30, Chief Justice Fader did initiate a Zoom call to all judges and all staff of the judiciary throughout the state of Maryland, and had me present a summary of what happened on Wednesday with pictures of all of the work that was done by Judge Wilkinson. And it was well received by everyone. So again, thank you all.
Thank you, Brett.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kristen. Okay, next up is approval of GIS manager. Chip?
Good morning, Commissioners. Chip Rose, Director of Human Resources. I only have one item for you this morning. Staff is requesting a motion to approve the offer to hire Joseph Rathvon for position 145, which is the GIS Manager, grade 15, step 9, at an annual salary of $85,925 per year. With your approval, this will be effective October 26, 2024.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. 3-0.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Chip. Dawn, approval of 2025 BOCC meeting schedule.
Commissioners, good morning. I have quite a few things for you here this morning. First, I am requesting a motion to accept the proposed 2025 Board of County Commissioners meeting schedule.
Okay.
Yeah, motion to approve.
Second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor by saying aye.
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 Same sign. Thank you. 3-0.
Okay, and then I will go into board appointments. For the Building Code Board of Appeals, I am requesting a motion to appoint Frank Quillen to serve a first full one-year term from November 1st of 2024 through October 31st of 2025. This is not a paid board.
Motion to approve.
Second the motion.
All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
And also, on behalf of the Building Code Board of Appeals, I am requesting a motion to appoint John Cavey to serve a first full two-year term from November 1st, 2024 through October 31st of 2026.
Motion to approve.
Second the motion.
Okay, motion and a second for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
And also, on behalf of the Building Code Board of Appeals, I am requesting a motion to appoint John Louderback, Edward Parker, and Ricky Malott to serve a first full three-year term from November 1st, 2024 through October 31st of 2027.
Motion to approve.
Second the motion.
Okay, motion and a second on the floor. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
And on behalf of the Animal Control Authority of Washington County, I am requesting a motion to reappoint Lieutenant Mark Price to serve a second three-year term from October 1st of 2024 through September 30th of 2027 as a sworn deputy member. This is not a paid board.
Motion to approve.
Second the motion.
Motion and a second on the floor. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
And also, on behalf of the Animal Control Authority of Washington County, I am requesting a motion to appoint Jerry McCarney to serve a first full three-year term from November 1st of 2024 through October 31st of 2027.
Motion to approve.
Second the motion.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
On behalf of the Washington County Mental Health Authority, I am requesting a motion to reappoint Dr. Reagan Klutz to serve a third three-year term from September 1st of 2024 through August 31st of 2027, and to change his position from the consumer representative to the child advocate. The authority also requests an exception to the two-term limit as written under Washington County Policy PR 22. This is not a pay board.
Motion to approve.
Second the motion.
Okay, motion and second for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
And on behalf of the Washington County Diversity and Inclusion Committee, I am requesting a motion to reappoint Zunzi Miller-Matema to serve a second three-year term from September 1st of 2024 through August 31st of 2027. This is not a paid board.
Motion to approve.
Second the motion.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
And also on behalf of the Washington County Diversity and Inclusion Committee, I am requesting a motion to reappoint Dr. Terrence Ngwa to serve a second three-year term from November 1st, 2024 through October 31st of 2027.
Motion to approve.
Second the motion.
Okay, motion and second on the floor. All in favor?
Aye.
That's all that I have.
Okay, thank you. County Administrator Michelle Gordon.
Thank you. During the last week, I did attend a MACO legislative meeting. I also attended the MDOT Consolidated Transportation Plan Tour meeting, where IED1 was expressed as a top priority for county staff from our local Board of County Commissioners as well as our local delegation. I'd like to thank the local partners that we had in attendance and the fact that they also stressed that I-81 was a top priority for Washington County, and also like to thank our staff and engineering for coordinating this event. I attended Maryland Theater Board meeting, and I also attended the memorial service for the courthouse renaming. I was honored to be able to attend this event commemorating the late Andrew F. Wilkinson. I'd also like to make a couple of remarks for our staff. Next week is Spirit Week here, commemorating some fall activities, and I'd encourage all of our employees to participate in that if they can. I'd like to remind our employees that PR 25 was amended and approved last week. So if you don't have a copy of that, please reach out to either your supervisor or log into your Power DMS to make sure you take a look at that and look at the changes that were made. One event that was missed by Commissioner Barr is October the 30th is Trunk or Treat, which is hosted by Washington County Sheriff's Office and our Parks and Rec Department. It will be held at HCC in the ARCC building this year. That's everything that I have.
Okay, thank you. Any other staff?
I'm sorry, I forgot. Tonight is our evening meeting with the town of Clear Spring, and it starts at 6 p.m. Our next meeting is November the 5th.
Any other staff comments? Hearing none, we'll move into citizens' participation. This is an opportunity for citizens to comment about an issue or issues of county practice and interest. It's not an interactive dialogue or question and answer session. It's solely a time to hear citizens' comments, and we ask that you please limit your remarks to 3 minutes or less. Do we have anyone here this morning that would like to come forward under citizens' participation? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Jeannie Massey. I'm glad to be here this morning. I live on the south side of Washington County on Betty's Avenue. Commissioners, I appreciate your efforts to ensure fiscal stability. However, I urge you to make strategic investments to ensure our community's long-term prosperity and safety. Because while it's wise to save for the future, we can't ignore the dripping from the roof that we can all hear. First, fund education. The funding needs we have today are driven by our students' changing and urgent needs. If you doubt it, ask the teachers or review the data from the Maryland Center for School Safety. When you denied modest increases to the school budget last spring, the Board of Education had to make painful cuts. These cuts directly affect our students and their ability to thrive. Positions to support special education, mental health, and school security were reduced, even as we face growing student needs in all these areas. Key administrative positions were delayed and teacher raises were reduced, making it harder to retain quality educators. Despite these cuts, over $16 million in identified needs remain unmet. We can't afford to continue depriving our students and our teachers. We must invest in our future. Well-funded schools attract businesses and raise property values. They also reduce crime by giving young people better opportunities to succeed. Second, invest in community health programs. These programs support everyone, from students to seniors, by providing mental health services, preventing addiction, and improving overall well-being. Third, fund senior services. As our population grows, underfunding these services increases long-term costs. Programs that support independent living and healthcare reduce the strain on families and emergency services, keeping our community healthier. Your fiscal management has given our county a solid foundation, but saving for retirement while ignoring a dripping roof is a short-sighted strategy. Eventually, the roof will collapse, causing far more damage and requiring even greater costs to repair. The current surplus is a valuable asset, but failing to invest in critical areas like education, community health, and services for the aging is like letting that drip continue. We can't afford to ignore these pressing needs any longer. Investing now will ensure a stronger, more prosperous future for all of us. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. Okay, anyone else under citizens' participation? Okay.
I just have one correction. I think it may have sounded like I said PR 25. I meant to say PR 24 is the policy that was revised last week. So it's 24, not 25.
Okay. Very good. Okay, hearing no other citizens' participation this morning, we'll move right along into the next item is bid award PUR 1710, swimming pool resurfacing and associated improvements.
Good morning, Commissioners. Brandy Nagelmeyer in the Purchasing Department.
Danny Hickson, Deputy Director of Public Works.
The first recommendation I have for you this morning is the bid award PUR 1710, swimming pool resurfacing and associated improvements. Move to award the contract for swimming pool resurfacing and associated improvements at the Marty Snook Pool to the responsible bidder, Winkler Pool Management out of Hydesville, Maryland, for a total lump sum of $92,335.88, and for the square footage price of $14.40 for possible contingent work. The Marty Snook Pool is a 186,000-gallon outdoor public swimming pool with a stainless steel gutter system located at 17901 Halfway Boulevard in Hagerstown. The contractor shall be responsible for providing all necessary mobilization, site preparation, labor, materials, equipment, and related services necessary to complete the scope of work associated to the solicitation. The county accepted bids on October 2nd, 2024. The invitation to bid was listed in the local newspaper, the eMaryland Marketplace website, the county's website, and the new online bidding site for the purchasing department. 23 companies downloaded the document, and we did receive 3 bids. Funds are available for this project in the department's capital improvement plan for the amount of $125,000.
Danny, what's that? I think I'm a little confused on that. I'm just curious, by the way. Resurfacing means not interior, not on the bottom of the pool, right? This is all exterior, right?
No, this is the interior of the pool, the white coat of the pool.
So what's been chipping up a lot?
Yes, well, we've had problems with the last.
So that seems like, from other estimates, that's pretty low, isn't it?
It is, yes, it is.
So that would alleviate that should alleviate the chipping problem.
That's the thought behind it, yes. Placing that should.
Yeah, because we spent a lot of time and money fixing the chips, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure I was on the same page. Is that, I said gutter, is that, what's that?
From the gutter down is what.
From the gutter down?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion and second for approval. All in favor by saying aye? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Next item is intergovernmental cooperative purchase 24-0163, one Toro Groundsmaster 4500 mower for the Black Rock Golf Course.
Brandy Nagelmeyer in the Purchasing Department.
George Schweitzer, Black Rock Golf Course Superintendent.
The last recommendation I have for you this morning is the intergovernmental cooperative purchase, INTG 24-0163, 41 Toro Groundsmaster 4500 mower for the Black Rock Golf Course. Move to authorize by resolution for the approval to purchase one Toro Groundmaster 4500 mower for the Black Rock Golf Course in the amount of $91,082.69, and to utilize another jurisdiction's contract, which was awarded by the state of Maryland to Turf Equipment and Supply Company out of Jessup, Maryland. The Code of Public Local Law does allow the Board of County Commissioners to utilize a contract entered into by another government entity as long as we abide by the same terms and conditions of that contract. And due to the economies of scale leveraged in this contract, it is a cost savings for the county. Funding is available in the department's capital improvement budget for this purchase.
Motion to approve, and George, I want to thank you. We hear nothing but compliments about how nice the golf course looks, so.
Fantastic.
So I guess this mower's going to make it look even better.
Absolutely. Got a great crew, so appreciate that.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second.
Second, and also appreciate your leadership there.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor for approval. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. 3-0. Next item, Governor's Office for Children Enough Capacity Grant. Good morning, Richard.
Morning. Richard Lesh, Grant Manager, Office of Grant Management. I'm here today to request a motion to approve the submission of the application for the FY25 Enough Capacity Building proposal to the Governor's Office for Children in the amount of $186,500 and accept the funding as awarded. The Enough Act is a new grant program administered by the Maryland Governor's Office for Children to end poverty by engaging neighborhoods, organizations, unions, governments, and households. The Enough Initiative is a state-led, place-based investment strategy designed to create poverty-fighting opportunities driven by communities, data, and cross-sector partnerships. Included in the Enough Act is a capacity building grant that provides funding for the local management board to assist Track 1 applicants of the Enough Grant Program with community needs assessments, collaboration with other local organizations, and other technical assistance. The state allocated funding requested by the local management board will be used to assist all Track 1 applicants. The local management board, through a majority vote, has approved the submission of the proposal and recommends the acceptance of this award.
Okay. Motion?
I didn't, motion to approve.
I second the motion.
Okay. Motion on the floor, in favor? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. 3-0. Get to the next item. Okay, the next item is construction bid award, airport parking lot pay system. Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Good morning.
Oh, I forgot to mention, Neil was at LifeNet too, so, yeah, I left you out there, Neil, somehow.
We have a larger handout that Andrew is passing around. Scott Hobbs, Director of Engineering.
Neil Doran, Airport Director. Andrew Eshelman, Director of Public Works.
We are here to recommend the board award the bid for the airport parking lot pay system contract to the lowest responsible bidder, WPS North American Parking Systems USA, doing business as WPS USA Corp. of Eldersburg, Maryland, in the amount of $79,992. The project was advertised in the Herald Mail, on the county's website, and on the purchasing portal, as well as the state of Maryland's website, eMaryland Marketplace Advantage. 6 bids were received on Friday, October 11th, as listed in the ARF. Bids were evaluated, and the low bid is in order.
Yeah, you want to provide an overview? I just wanted to mention we have a favorable view of the project from the Maryland Aviation Administration. They recently shared with us a commitment to fund a portion of these costs. We expect at least $110,000 in grant support towards the terminal parking lot expenses. And additional dollars will be available to help us with our airfield painting expenses that were previously approved, that painting and rubber removal work we've discussed. So it would be a total package of at least $250,000 in grant support that will help with some of these projects. As mentioned in the discussion, this is a phased approach to the project. We'll pay as we go. This gets us started. It is able to bring in the valuable revenue we need for airport operations, with the thought being that we'll have a future phase 2 where in this southern portion of the parking lot we can do a bit more with new paving and curbs, better lighting, security cameras, and those sorts of things. But we think this is a modest approach. It gets us started. I want to thank the Department of Engineering, and Andrew, and all who assisted to get us to this point, and the support of the commissioners as well. Our collecting parking revenue was a part of the recommendations of our Airport Advisory Commission, Mr. Freeze here, and our strategic plan from 2023.
And this request today is for Phase 1. It's for the ticketing facilities and supporting hardware and software. So I just want to make that clear. That's our request today. Neil just went into future phases, and we're coordinating some of the work with our highway department. Let Andrew speak a little more to
Yeah, I mean, it really is a pay-as-you-go. We think this is a smart approach to get us going. Again, the Maryland Aviation Administration is willing to partner with this effort, and so being able to pull down some potentially unused allocated grant funds for this fiscal year that they have available helps us with these improvements. We're also, again, always under new requirements and obligations to make improvements to the facility, and so having the funds available to do those things and also pull down revenue to help support the commercial air operations is really where we're at. So this past summer, partly what we wanted to show in the exhibit was just that we were fortunate enough to receive additional flights from Allegiant. And so we needed to expand our parking, at least on a temporary basis. And so that hatched out area is currently a millings lot all the way really to the end of the stormwater pond. And so, again, we needed to do that temporarily. This would, again, allow us to expand our parking area, and then we would follow through with the kind of finished product later, where we have the curbing, the stormwater improvements, landscaping, and all the things that we need to do for a final product.
What, that seemed like a fairly reasonable bid for what we've spoken about. What would be the timeline to when we actually, the process starts of actually charging $5? That's $5 a day, correct?
Correct. So the schedule for the parking contractor has a initiation and a start date in January. And as Scott mentioned, or maybe it's in the RF, there are liquidated damages associated with that. So there's other.
No, I didn't mean for that. I mean from start till the whole project's complete.
Oh, well, when you're talking all the parking, I mean, it could be several years. So we need to get this phase designed, and then we would again go back with another more in-depth site plan to reconfigure some of the entrances that were more or less at this point just closing off with barriers and delineators and rerouting some of the stormwater. So that might be, it could be 2-3 years.
So after this phase, as soon as this phase is done on the timelines given here, would that be the start of
the design for the next?
Would it be the start of it wouldn't be the start of the first initial $5 a day, right? Or would it?
First quarter of 2025, the $5 a day will be collected.
So we have a 75-day calendar day contract on this. We're going to start here. If this is awarded today, within a couple of weeks, we'd have them on board. What we've learned is the equipment that they have is readily available, so they believe within 2 to 3 weeks the equipment can be shipped. So we have some work to do for the island. So it's a ticketing and gating system there shown on the plan. And so what they believe is by the end of this year they would have that in place, and we would, in that 75-day runs into about the January timeframe, that's where we would finalize all of that work, and then it's relying on the airport, as far as when the opening day was. But the equipment set and in place, we believe here in the 75-day period is.
Yep. Okay. They're just curious questions. Motion to approve.
I second the motion, and Neil and Scott, thanks for your cooperation and the work you guys are doing together. I like your gradual approach. Andrew, the leadership you're providing there. You know, I've been very comfortable with how you guys have been moving this along, you know, and not at too fast a pace. I know you guys are more eager to do things more quickly, you know, but you understand the fiscal constraints and some of the limits we have in working with the state, but I appreciate you continuing to push forward. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. We have a motion. Yep,
I just have one question. So the future phase is currently the Millings lot, and that's currently open, is that correct?
It's currently open and available for parking.
So you're proposing to put a fence around that area so that it will no longer be open and available for parking, is that correct?
It would be open and available for parking under this system.
So they would still need to pay to use that portion of the lot as well?
Correct. I mean, the
Okay.
reality is most people would use the paved portion, but because of additional flights, we need that additional capacity.
Okay.
Future phase is new asphalt, new curbs, new paved markings, dedicated pedestrian walkways, all of the nice finishes. This just gets us started.
Okay, I just want to make sure the public understands that that portion will still be part of the $5 per day.
Correct.
Uniform rate across both lots.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Again, thank you, gentlemen. All in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you, 3-0.
Thank you.
Next item is Washington County Ice Cream Trail 2024 update. Wow.
Good morning, Commissioners. Danielle Weaver, Public Relations and Marketing Director.
Good morning, Katie Yoder, Multimedia Specialist.
So we're coming before you today just to recap the 2024 Ice Cream Trail. The Ice Cream Trail was created in 2021 by the Public Relations and Marketing Department in conjunction with the Business Development Department. And we continue to promote local small businesses and community engagement with the Ice Cream Trail. The 2024 Ice Cream Trail has been our most successful year yet, with 581 participants. And so this year's prize for completing the Ice Cream Trail was a completer t-shirt. So that will be going out to all of the participants that completed the Ice Cream Trail here in early November. We did gain approximately $5,500 in sponsorships from local businesses for this year's Ice Cream Trail to cover the t-shirts.
And since its inception, the Ice Cream Trail has supported small locally owned ice cream shops in Washington County, and it has grown each year. This year we saw the highest number of 581 participants, and that is just outstanding because when we started, we only had 40 participants. So that is a significant increase in participation. As you can see on the infographic, the Public Relations Department also works closely with local businesses to sponsor this year's t-shirts, which we provided advertising space on the back of the t-shirts, and we also promoted those businesses on our social media outlets. The participant feedback has been outstanding. As you can see, we provided some actual comments from our Ice Cream Trail page. And we feel that the Ice Cream Trail's value in the community is something that we should continue each year. And with the success, the Public Relations Department looks forward to continued growth and increased community participation in the future years. And we just wanted to share that information with you.
Did you say you started with 40, and that's all that was entered the first year?
That was all that entered the first year. So you'll see that the second year that we did it, we also had a completer t-shirt that was available. So people really like to do the Ice Cream Trail to
Yeah,
get
you
the
guys
t-shirt.
done an amazing job on this ice cream trail. Now for people like me trying to lose weight, let's start a green bean trail or something. We do doubles, right?
Yeah.
No, I appreciate the effort you guys put into this. You
Great
know,
job.
everybody put effort into it, including the ice cream trailers. So,
Yeah, and we would also like to thank the Business and Economic Development Department. They did take the materials out to the ice cream shops. Before it got started, we had signs at every ice cream shop, as well as some maps and stamps, special stamps that are branded in the ice cream trail.
that going about left you guys out, didn't I? So,
So did 144 last year, was that because you did not have a T-shirt?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so
So
that's,
it did decrease.
yeah, so the T-shirt's important. What other things have you identified that, or are you thinking might help us grow? And do you have, what is your goal for next year? Are you trying to get to 1,000? How do we do that? How do we expand it?
I think pushing it more, because we did not do any boosted posts or anything like that on our social media. And it would also be a good thing to even maybe take some commissioners around to the different shops and do some promotions that way. We had liked to do that this year. It just didn't end up working out. But I think just promoting each of the individual shops and the ice cream trail in itself would significantly impact it.
Okay, any direct outreach to like the school system or anything?
I don't believe that you can, no longer, you can't send things home.
Yeah, I'm just
To
wondering.
students.
Just wondering what other ways there might be. Okay, good. Well, thank you so much for what you're doing for our vendors out there, our ice cream makers.
And
It's fun,
we
too.
had some conversations with the local ice cream shops, and they really do appreciate the trail. They are excited about it as much as the participants, so.
And they have indicated that it has increased business and traffic into their ice cream shops. And I guess I could announce today as well, Nutters for the second year in a row was the favorite ice cream shop
nice.
for this year's trail. So we will be going out to Nutters and doing a little promotion there.
You guys probably mentioned, probably just went zoom over my head, but is there the grand prize winner? That's the first one it completes and turns in? Is there a winner?
We had, so Warehouse Cinemas provided us with a little giveaway. So the first person that sent their map in, we had her come in and we took some photos of her.
Right.
And promoted that she was the first one.
Maybe that's a way to just keep enhancing that. Everybody likes to win, you know.
Yes.
But it's not just these people. It adds a lot more business just because we hear about it and people say, well, I'm going to go visit one of the local ice cream places.
Yep.
So it's a good boost, even if you're not filling out the whole trail. Is there any way of gauging that?
You mean people who just visit a couple shops and?
Don't complete it. I have received, feedback from people who have tried to complete it and they don't get to go through all of it.
I'm always one of those that fails to complete it, so.
They try and they say it's fun, but not everyone can get around to all the ice cream shops. But we have tried to keep it open for a long period of time. That way people have a better chance of actually getting it completed. But we're always open to feedback. So if anyone does have ideas, they can submit it to PR@washco-md.net.
Have you completed it?
I have not. I know.
Boy, that was a put on the spot question.
Well, we had actually talked about as a team possibly trying to complete it.
But that's my
and
point.
that way going around to each of the local establishments and
It
being able
adds
to promote
business,
it.
even if it's not just, it's not the 581, it's all the others that, add to it. And it's
Yes.
probably multiple times that, so.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Thank you all for doing that.
Looking forward to next year.
Thank you, it's a lot
Yep.
of fun. You're going to keep us apprised when you're going down to Nutters to present the.
Yes, we will definitely let you know and provide you with an opportunity to go with us.
Okay, please. It was a lot of fun last year with the ladies down there at Nutters. So,
All right.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next item is agricultural faces of farming presentation. Morning, Kelsey.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kelsey Cadle, Business Specialist for Agriculture at the Department of Business and Economic Development. I'm here this morning to present our monthly Faces of Farming campaign. Washington County's agricultural business represents the backbone of the county's landscape. With almost 900 operating family farms and almost $168 million in market value of products sold, agriculture is the cornerstone of Washington County's economy. The Faces of Farming campaign will aim to educate residents in Washington County along with the surrounding states and counties. Additionally, these videos will be used in agricultural education systems to numerous streams around Washington County, such as our 4-H groups, our FFA meetings, the Ag Expo and Fair, and they will also be available at the Washington County Ag app and our website. PR, could you please play the 2 videos?
My name's David Hickson. We're about 9 miles southwest of Hancock. This farm has been in our name since 1845. This farm consists of, originally it was 285 acres. When my dad first bought this, I think we bought 8 heifers, and we raised polled Herefords for probably, I'm going to say close to 20 years. Well, my family, I have 5 boys, and they all grew up right here. As I said, my dad gave me a piece of ground after the road went through, and I got married in '73. I didn't build the house till '85. But all my boys pretty much, they weren't all born here, but they all grew up on the farm. We got one field down here we call the new ground, and my grandfather actually cleared that ground with horses, and they started pasturing the cattle down there. The county, they recognize us as a century farm. I think at that time we were probably 150 years old. We want to try to keep this always as the Hickson farm, to be known as the Hickson farm. My dad was really proud of the heritage, his family growing up here.
My name is Kathy Stumpf. We are at Valley Meadow Farms Trails Getaway, and we're located near Hancock, Maryland on Sidling Hill. We have beef cattle, we do hay, and then we recently added a few years ago a Trails Getaway with a bed and barn as well, where people can come to our farm and they can bring their horses and enjoy the 40 miles of trails that we have on the farm. In 1959 is when the farm began, with my dad's vision and my mom alongside of him, in creating a farm that he had had a dream of having. And so along with that, my 3 sisters and I became a part of that as we grew up and worked the farm with Dad. I had had a flower shop in the Middle River area for 25 years and just felt God calling me, as I had a dream to live here full time, that things were going well with the flower shop, but just had some circumstances that opened up for me, that I moved up in 2010 full time and was able to enjoy that with my dad for several years until God called him to heaven. And so we're just continuing the dream and keeping the farm going and allowing other people to come and enjoy it, which is something my dad would always invite people out to the farm. I think we have a responsibility and a privilege to have agricultural impact on those around us, that they can come and enjoy it, because it is a source of food, of course, for even those who don't live in the rural areas, but it's also that beauty of nature where people can get away from the areas they may live in which don't have the forests and the fields and the animals to watch and the seclusion and solitude that for us, our farm brings into our lives. And that's why we want to share it with others.
Very good. Thank you, Kelsey. Yeah, get ready to say it. Thank you, Danny.
Full circle of
Danny's escaping.
Thanks for your family keeping the farm. Okay, next up is proclamation for Economic Development Week.
Morning, Commissioners. Jonathan Horowitz, Director of the Department of Business and Economic Development. We would just like to remind the citizens that we have an open contest happening this week for celebration of Economic Development Week. We would encourage the citizens to get out into the municipalities and send us a picture of them engaging with any business. Doesn't have to be an ice cream store this time, it can be anybody. But any business in Washington County, if any citizen would like to participate in our little contest, we'll be doing a drawing this Friday to give away some $50 Visa gift cards for the participants that submit photos of themselves and their families engaging with local Washington County businesses. And thank the commissioners for recognizing Economic Development Week, and my staff here who does all the hard work and the legwork. I'd like to recognize them. We have, obviously, you've met Kelsey Cadle, who is our business specialist for agriculture. We have Tanya Davis next to her, who's our office manager. Carmen Harbaugh, who does all of our event planning and takes care of us in the office. And we have Michelle Dwyer, who's our business leader, who holds the role of marketing and attraction to bring new businesses to Washington County. So just want to congratulate the team that are here and recognize them during this week to celebrate our work. And thank you, Commissioners, for that.
Thank you. Definitely the A-team. All you have to do is go to Summer Mako and you meet the Winners Take All group that do such a great job at, the Summer Mako, and we're the envy of all the other counties and jurisdictions, I can assure you that, and the governor looks forward to coming to the Washington County booth, so great job.
Must be about the food, right?
On behalf of the county, I'd like to present the Economic Development Week proclamation, October 21st through the 25th. Whereas our Department of Business and Economic Development is an active member of the Maryland Economic Development Association, a nonprofit organization established in 1961, whose mission is to enhance the knowledge and skills of its members, encourage partnerships and networking among people committed to bringing jobs and capital to Maryland. It promotes economic development as an investment in Maryland. And whereas MEDA members promote statewide economic well-being by working to improve Maryland's business climate and the professionalism of those in the field of economic development, including other professionals with a direct interest in the economy of Maryland. Through its regular educational meetings, special programs, and community-driven projects, members address diverse issues. And Economic Development Week provides the opportunity for community-minded organizations to collaborate and share strategies, programs, and best practices on advancing Maryland's economic well-being. The economic growth and stability of the state affects all regions and jurisdictions of Maryland, and our Department of Business and Economic Development is an important component of the state's economic success. Now, therefore, we, the Board of County Commissioners of Washington County, Maryland, hereby proclaim the week of October 21st through the 29th as Economic Development Week in Washington County, and encourage all the citizens to join us in recognizing and reaffirming the importance of business development locally and statewide during this celebration. Thank you. Thanks for all your hard work.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate all your hard work as always. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it.
We got to come up front and get a picture with everyone.
Okay, where do you want us to move us?
You have to be bookended.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Straight.
That looks good. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the support, guys. Thank you.
Okay, with that, I'll ask for a motion to go into closed session for the reasons stated.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, give us a couple.